How's it going, guys? Dynamic Entry here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. The Villains Limit event has hit global. I've been having a blast beating all of those stages with my villain cards. I enjoy having goofy teams, as you know from my Just for Fun series. So this kind of event, where I have to use a weird team that I wouldn't normally use, is exactly up my alley. I loved it, and I've already beaten all of these stages, and right now I want to make a video showing you how to no-stone the last stage of this event, where you fight Super Saiyan God Goku, Beerus, and Whis. Of course, this depends a lot on which units you have. I'm just going to show you one of the runs that I did with no stones. I do not use stones on events. I think it's kind of a waste. So let's get right to the playthrough, and I'll just comment a bit on the event in general and some tips I have as we go.
Dynamic! Fatality.
Okay, so this event, the last stage, is called In Defiance of the Heaven. That's kind of not really proper English, at least I don't like the sound of it. It only has a Z-Hard stage, 20 stamina for you, and you get a choice between a Golden Frieza and a Kid Buu for the special friend leaders, in case there's no friend using a villain's card. But I'm going to pick a aggressive card here as my leader, because I am actually using a Kid Buu, an Agility Transcendent UR Kid Buu, as my own leader, as you can see here. So that's already the defensive part of my team, along with the Agility Golden Frieza, who's just a tank. In previous runs of this stage, I've made the mistake of going in too defensively. The cards in the stage, the enemies actually do a lot of super attacks, so being defensive is a good idea. The problem is just they also take a lot of damage. So if you don't bring cards that can deal major damage consistently, you probably won't win even if you have a lot of HP and a lot of defense. So this time I'm sacrificing a bit of health, a bit of defense, and trying to get this Tech UR cell here on top of my own, and together with a Tech Orb Changer, I hope I can finish them off quickly before they do the same to me. In terms of other items, of course you should bring a Sensu Bean, especially if you're running an Agility Kid Buu, and if you don't have him, picking him as a leader for your friend is a good idea, because the additional HP definitely helps a lot in this stage, as well as the regeneration. So a Sensu Bean, a Key Orb Changer for me because I'm bringing Tech Cell, the King item, which gives you Ki for 3 turns. That helps out a lot because the villains actually lack a lot of Ki links. And there's only like 3 Ki leaders for the villains too, and they're not very strong, so I don't usually go for them unless I can sacrifice the damage. And then a blocking item, like in my case I'm bringing the Whis item, which is a special Resurrection of F event item, but you can bring any item like the King Yemma or the Ox King. Okay, so I've been rambling on long enough to that we're actually already in the middle of the fight against the Strength type Super Saiyan God Goku. This guy spams his super attack like a crazy son of a bitch. You have to kill him quickly. As you saw, he does a lot of damage, even though Tech Cell actually has a lot of defense considering his passive, so you can just feel how much damage that card does to you. And then you move on to the second phase of this fight, where you fight a Tech Beerus, an Agility Whis, which is the one that can actually drop in this stage. That Whis SSR is a guaranteed drop on the first run, along with a Old Kai and 10 Dragon Stones. That's right, 10. And afterwards you can still farm the Whis, but it has a drop rate, and the drop rate is not that great. Alright, so the fight with Beerus and Whis has begun, so let's stop talking too much about the other stuff in this event and focus on the fight. I'm going to use a Whis item right away, because they hit like crazy, they spam their super attacks a lot, and they take a lot of damage. On top of that, no, let's just not use anything else here. Golden Frieza is a great card to block those 2 attacks from Super Saiyan God Goku. As long as you keep your HP over 50%, Golden Frieza is an absolute tank. But be careful, once you drop under 50%, sometimes you get screwed over because you expect him to block, you expect him to tank, and then he doesn't. So you can just see Whis item plus Golden Frieza means you get like 30 damage from Super Saiyan God Goku and less than 100 from a super attack. And you can just see, did you just see that? 26,000 damage, even though I had the Whis item active. That's a crazy amount of damage. Okay, so I am going to What should I do here? I think I will try to get Broly's super attack off. Broly is extremely useful in this entire event, of course, except for the stage where you cannot use strength types, because in the events where you fight multiple enemies, like sometimes there's a fight where you're going to fight Goku, Vegeta, Goten, and Trunks, Broly can just wipe all of them out in one go. So if you have Broly, definitely he has a place in your villains team in this event. Okay, so I just used 2 of the king items in order to guarantee that Broly actually does his super attack. He will do a lot of damage to the Super Saiyan God Goku because he has the type advantage. And I am going to attempt to do some real damage with this cell. And I think I should take the orange orbs here with the first cell and then do like a super attack that should do around 90k damage with this cell. And of course I aim at the agility Whis in order to gain as much type advantage as I can. Here's Broly's attack all super attack. He's going to do major damage to everybody except Whis because of course he has the type. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Great, so Super Saiyan God Goku is almost down. Now something that I keep doing, and I'm probably going to screw it up now again too, is if you have an enemy that's almost dead, finish him. Because he will still keep doing crazy damage to you, and you just focus one turn on finishing that guy off. Like, now I have Whis almost dead, and Super Saiyan God Goku almost dead. The last few times I've played this event, they kept staying alive like zombies, and I couldn't finish them off. I did eventually, but it took too long, and so they still kept doing too much damage to me. Now, it is very problematic about my positioning here. Where should I put these cards? I'll hope that that finishes off Whis. Yeah, that should... No, now I want Whis to be finished off this turn, but I probably should have focused more attacks on him. I do not think Broly alone can do it, and I refocused Golden Frieza's attack on Goku, and now I think I'll actually have screwed up exactly what I told you earlier. So when you can knock out an enemy at the cost of a bit of damage, knock him out. So I just created zombies again. Small mistake on my part, but considering that I still have so many items left, I should still do okay and not need any stones for this run. As said, I do not like using stones on events. Okay, what do we do now? Broly should now be able to knock out Super Saiyan God Goku. Cell should knock out Whis. And Kid Buu is just going to do nothing. I mean, Kid Buu is really, as a Transcendent UR, he doesn't do a lot of damage. The only thing I use him for is health regeneration and his leader skill, which is awesome for this entire event. I swear, if you use Agility Kid Buu as your leader, every stage in this Villains Limit event is child's play, except for maybe the last 2 or 3. Okay, great. So as I was hoping, I managed to knock out the Whis and the Super Saiyan God Goku here. A few other things I wanted to mention about this event as a whole. I know a lot of you guys probably have more great hero cards than villain cards, because to be honest, at the moment in Global there aren't too many great villain cards, except for maybe the Transcendent URs and the Golden Frieza or some cards like that, but in general there's not that many great villain cards. Or maybe some of you are just missing one type of villain. And the answer to that is, if you're missing a certain color of villain, of extreme typed Z-Awakened card, so I just knocked out Beerus here, but let me just continue this train of thought. If you're missing one type of color, use the friend summons. If you do a multi-friend summon, you definitely get one Z-Awakened card at least, and very often it's an enemy like a Cyberman or a Frieza Soldier, and you're going to scoff at that and say, well, I don't need those, but if the rest of your team is strong enough, you can just put that Cyberman in there to get a full rainbow, and then at least you can compete in the event. So if you're lacking one specific color, just do a friend multi-summon and you'll get it. Of course, if you fill your entire team with Cybermen, it won't be enough to beat these difficult events, but as long as it's just one type, that's a great way to complete your team. Also, remember that the Android 13 in the story mode, the tech one that you can farm freely, is an extreme type card, and he's actually quite powerful. So if you have him, then use him, and if you don't have him, you can go get one really quickly, especially now that the 2 times rank experience is up at the moment. Well, it's kind of a lie to say it's quickly, but it's kinda worth it. So I actually have a lot more to say about this event. I absolutely love it. I have a lot of tips for you guys. And I think I'm just going to make more videos about this event in the coming days. Whenever I think of something that is worth making a video about, this event is also ripe for making just for fun videos. There's a lot of cool enemies. I just overall love this event, absolutely. This is exactly the kind of event I love. It's a challenge, it requires creative team construction, and it makes you use cards that you don't normally use. So I love it. I hope you guys love it too. Tell me in the comments below what you think about this event, and how this last stage is treating you. How's the Whis drop rate for you so far? I've only gotten a single one from the first guaranteed drop, but I'm definitely going to keep farming these guys. I need to farm like 10 of them in order to maximize the super attack of my tech type Whis. I definitely really want to do that, but even on its own, the agility Whis is kinda cool. I might do a Whis SSR analysis in the coming few days, if you guys want to see that. So tell me if you guys want to see that. Check out my other Dokkan Battle content on my channel, and leave a like if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video that I'll make. Bye guys.